Hey everybody, this is TJR. And by the way, before I begin this video, if you hear explosions in the background, it's because Disneyland is exploding right now. It's about 9:30 p.m. and this is the time when it usually explodes. At any rate though, recently I purchased this. As you know, I am a big fan of the films of David Lynch, and I'm a big fan of the Twin Peaks TV series. And this is a special double vinyl limited edition release of the soundtrack to the Twin Peaks movie Fire Walk With Me, which I know some fans were not happy with when it first came out. I have always considered the film to be an underrated masterpiece, and I do believe that a lot of fans who initially did not like the film have certainly come around. But at any rate, though, this is a really beautiful vinyl release here. And as I was exploring it, I noticed something rather strange. But I'll get to that in just a moment. First, I just thought I would actually show this to you. This has this kind of like, the best way I can describe it, this is supposed to be like the carpet in the Red Room of the movie and in the TV series. It's got kind of a grill type of feel. And you just open it up here from the slipcase and pull this out, and there you go, you see? And there's the curtain. This is the front cover. Here is the back. And this is basically the static that plays on the TV set when the motion picture opens. If you've seen the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It opens up here with an essay here from a film critic who was one of the few film critics at the time to give the movie a good review back when it first came out. And he writes also about the soundtrack, of course, since this is about the music. This is the score by Angelo Badalamenti. I've always really liked this soundtrack, but I never owned it. I've streamed it. And when I found out it was coming out in this edition, I just thought, okay, this is how I'm going to purchase it. This is how I want to have it. This is a great soundtrack. I love the fact that it's not just recycling themes from the TV series. You hear an occasional repeat of a theme from the series, but it's very brief. It is pretty much all, I would say like 95% all new original music. At any rate, let you have a look at that here. And this soundtrack is released on special edition red vinyl. I'll pull it out here so you can take a look at it here. There we go. So after receiving this at my doorstep from Amazon, the first thing, of course, I wanted to do was I wanted to play it on my new turntable, which I recently did a video about, and of course digitize it as well. And as I was putting the disc on the platter and preparing to put the needle on the record, I noticed something. Now, if you ever look closely at a record and you look at the runoff groove, which is, right before you reach the actual record label, there's this runoff groove there. And there is what's called a matrix number. And these are printed on every record. You'll see this series of letters and numerals. These matrix numbers are for internal use only by the record plants that produce them. Now, these matrix numbers are for internal use only by the record plants that produce them. But record collectors have found them very useful, especially in dealing with older, more vintage records. They can use these matrix numbers to track down information about the edition that they're listening to. Now, what was interesting is that in addition to the matrix number, I also saw something else written on the same runoff groove. And it was a message. I flipped the disc over, looked at the other side. There was a message there too. I pulled this other disc out, looked at it. There's a message on that one as well. Flipped it over. There's another message. Now, every once in a while, of course, you will find albums where they've printed a secret message onto the runoff groove, and it's usually something humorous. Twin Peaks, of course, is a series that is filled with mysteries. So I thought, hey, maybe these are clues. But the difficult thing is that it was hard to read them. Something about the red vinyl and trying to shine a light on it to see it better, it was very, very, very difficult to read. And if you look at these photos here, of course, you can see very hard to even photograph them. So it took a little bit of work. but I was able to decipher the message on each side of each record. And so if you have this edition here, I'm going to save you the trouble of trying to figure it out, and I'm going to reveal them to you right now. Message number 1. Let's test it for the record. Will my next victim be a man or a woman? Message number 2. If I had a nickel for every cigarette your mom smoked, I would be dead. Message number 3. Do you know who I am? I am the arm, and I sound like this. Message number 4. My vision ended, and I awoke with a tremendous feeling of optimism and confidence in you and your future. Now, of course, if you know the series at all, and the movie, you know that these are lines from both the TV series and the motion picture. The line, if I had a nickel for every cigarette your mom smoked, I would be dead, is from the motion picture, Fire Walk With Me. And the line, my vision ended and I awoke with a tremendous feeling of optimism and confidence in you and your future, that's from the TV series. For the record, I'm happy to state that this is an excellent sounding vinyl release of an excellent movie soundtrack. So there you go, the secret messages inscribed on all 4 sides of the Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me vinyl soundtrack release. Sorry there weren't any great revelations of any mysteries, but hey, it was fun trying to figure them out. So how about you? Have you ever found any secret messages inscribed on your vinyl records? What were they? I'd be curious to hear them. This is TJR. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and click like. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.